Are you struggling on the path of taking your gifts, skills, talents, and developing them into be superpowers so that you can make a greater impact on the world? If so, you're going to want to listen to this, because I want to cover 5 areas that are possibly getting in your way when it comes to developing your skills, when it comes to up-leveling yourself and the gifts and superpowers that you have. Because I want you to be able to make the greatest impact possible. So we're going to cover 5 things, 5 areas where that could get in the way. I also want to dive into some different examples, some of the best ways that you can up-level. So we're going to look at some of the negative things getting in the way, and then we're going to look at some of the stuff that we can do to move past that. All right? Why don't you join me? My name is Jake, and I am the Chief Giver and founder at The Giver Method. It's a lot to say there. And what we like to do is we like to help people to, Giver is an acronym, and we like to help people go through that as a process where they learn to develop their gifts and superpowers so that they can identify the right people that they can influence and make an impact on. We want them to develop how they can deliver value to those people in a very clear and vivid way. We want them to be able to have amazing engagements that are effective and eager to be a part of, because the end result is that we're looking for these relationship riches. We're looking for how the universe pays us back when we take what we have in us and we give without asking for anything in return. So join us if you'd like to. We cover all sorts of topics on each of these. Today, naturally, we're talking about stuff as it pertains to your gifts and superpowers. If you like the video, make sure you like it, comment, share it, subscribe, all those things. You can check us out at thegivermethod.com. You can look us up on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever it may be. So let's dive into it. These are some of the 5 areas where you may be struggling at developing your gifts and superpowers, some of the things that could be getting in the way. Now, in some cases, I refer to them as like they're borderline toxic in some cases, and you may not think of them that way. You may not realize how toxic they may be. So we want to walk through what these could be so that you can see how maybe you've been doing some of those. Maybe there's a pattern in your life that makes it show that way, okay? So the first one that can get in the way is just straight negativity. Being negative is never going to be helpful. I've been negative in my life. I've had a lot of negative opinions on things. And it was once I tried to flip my perspective and see things through other people's eyes, start seeing opportunity, that things started to change for me. So when you have negative thoughts, negative feelings, or you're looking at something negatively, you're going to actually project that out, and it's going to impact your ability to develop those gifts and skills. You have to believe in yourself, of course. The second one is something I cover right away in my book, The Giver Method, and it's basically waiting idly by. Are you just waiting for the opportunity? Are you just sitting there not developing your gifts and skills in the way that you should? That's called waiting idly by. And take this as your call from the universe to step up and look at the ways that you can up-level yourself. You know, success and the development of this, it's not going to come looking for you. You're going to have to do things to move towards that as a part of your development as you go. Now, number 3 is believing in your own success. So the negative to that I see is people are not believing in their own success. They don't believe they can accomplish the thing they want. They may be have imposter syndrome where they don't feel like they belong or that they're the right person. I can't help them with this thing. I can't develop my gifts and superpowers and give them in the way I want to, because that's not me. I can tell you that the second that you start to flip that and believe in yourself, that you will find things just start to click and happen more easily. Now, the 4th one is going to be blaming other people when things are happening. I like to take a look around and say, well, what's happening around us? How is the universe playing this out for me? And what are the players involved? And how am I involved? Don't have to blame other people. Just take responsibility for the thing you need to do, find the opportunity, and go take action. And then, of course, the 5th one, which is one of the ones that hurts a lot, is that people don't ask for help. You have to ask for help. Whether that's a mentor, whether that's someone who gives you feedback, you have to be able to ask for help in order to develop your skills. Okay, so those to me are 5 areas, attitudes, thoughts, perspectives that get in the way of you becoming who you should be and who you want to be. So you can take your gifts, make them be superpowers, and make that impact in the world. So now I want to cover some of the areas that you can do, the things that you can do that will help you to develop your skills, help you to develop your talents, your gifts to become superpowers faster. Now, I've done a lot of videos on these types of topics, so I'm going to try and mix them up a little bit, and hopefully it hits a little differently this time. The first one, and we talked about like the not believing in yourself and such. The first one for me is facing your fears. Until you face your fears, you're not going to be able to make the impact that you want. You're not going to be able to develop yourself. You're going to be fearing to step out of your shell and go out there. So you need to go out there, you need to learn, and then you need to be comfortable doing it. The worst that can happen is you don't do it right, and you learn from it. You go back and you reflect. So face your fears. I tell people to get out a piece of paper and write out what fears they may have around that thing and start to find out, well, how does that show up for me? When did I first see that in my life? Identify whatever those may be so you can actually look at it from an external perspective and go, oh, that's because of this, and hopefully find the ways that you can move past that. The second thing that you could do that's going to help up-level you and upgrade yourself in so many ways is going to be reading. Start reading, whether you're reading, listening to an audiobook, whatever the thing may be, constantly be reading. I always have at least one book that I'm reading, and I usually have multiple books in a queue of things that I'm going to be reading. Now, in many cases, it's development, it's personal skills, it's business skills, it's things like that. Same time, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. So I read Star Wars novels, and I read, I like to mix it up and put some different things in there. But what it does is it expands your mind and your vocabulary. It's not that you're reading for the sake of learning from the reading. It's reading because it enhances the way that you think. It enhances how you look at things. So try reading and looking for the ways that you could say, you know what, let me look for something where I can learn, where it's motivational, where it's educational, and let me find something that's fun. And you'll be surprised that as you go through that, your ability to think through some of the situations you're in will improve and it'll become easier for you. The third thing that you could do that's going to help up level is you got to learn something new. So that may be that you're going to a class or a workshop or buying a course or joining some sort of a membership or community of people who have that data. Like you have to learn something new. You can't just think, all right, I'm going to be better at this and I'm going to write down the ways I can be better at it and go. No, take it on as like a passion. Go look up YouTube videos. Go look up articles. Like I said, go find the people who are the experts and go sign up for their programs, their classes, their courses, whatever it may be. There's so many ways, both free and paid, that you can learn that will help up-level you so much. The fourth one is be ready to take feedback. You have to be open to feedback that people may give you. Sometimes you find yourself looking for feedback from people. I have my office admin. She is the nicest, sweetest person in the world. And she's the person that when I want to feel good, I'm like, hey, check this thing out. I'm writing my book. I'm like, hey, read my book. And she's like, it's amazing. She's not the person I go to where I'm looking for open feedback. My brother-in-law is this person I'm going to go to for that. Founding partner of the company I've been a part of, he's the person I'm going to go to that, because I know that they're going to be able to give me really clear feedback, constructive feedback that helps me to move forward. So you need that unbiased opinion and perspective to help you move forward. So look for some way to get that feedback. The fifth area that a lot of people don't do is they don't network themselves. Now that may be business related, but it can be personal related as well. If you're trying to up-level yourself and develop a skill or superpower, where are those people? Go find them online or in person and start interacting with them. Networking is going to help you improve those skills, because then you can see how others are saying it and doing it, and it's like-minded people. The sixth way, I talk a lot about, you have to self-reflect. And so for me, it's about keeping a journal. It's about keeping some sort of way that you can look back at your day, your week, your month, whatever, and say, what have I done? In fact, we have a whole video, if you want to go find it, where I offer our journals and our daily journal and weekly reflection worksheets, and gives people a chance to go and get access to those and look at how they go throughout their day. How did they develop themselves that day? But that self-reflection and that journaling, it helps you to take your private thoughts and put them down. And then as you come back and reflect again and again, start to see, well, I was looking at it this way versus that way. I can't believe I thought of it this way. So it helps when you have that self-awareness and you're looking at those daily choices you've made and how you've implemented whatever it is you're working on. And then give yourself like, yeah, I did really good at this and I need to do better at that. And then, of course, the last way that I'm going to cover today, there's so many different ways that you could do it. Like I said, every person's different. The seventh way that I'm going to cover today, find a mentor. I told you that one of the fifth way that people get in their own way of developing their skills is they don't ask for help. Whether that be friends, coworkers, family, people out in the world that are doing what they want to be doing. You need a mentor. Talk to a mentor helps you to identify and build skills that you may need in order to take your gifts and make them superpowers and make that impact. Now, that could be, once again, friends, family, a manager, a professor, someone you admire. And I would encourage you, I would challenge you that you should go out and find who that is and ask them to be your mentor. The right mentor is the person who is going to help you develop really, really well. They're going to say yes, and they're going to help you on that path towards becoming the person you want to be, developing those skills and talents and gifts to be the superpowers so that you can make the impact on the world that you want. Above all else, I want you to believe and believe in yourself. Believe that whatever it is you're trying to accomplish can be done and can be accomplished, because the world is waiting for you to get there and for you to be able to start giving those gifts and superpowers to other people. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully looking at those 5 areas that can take away from your gifts, your ability to develop those skills, and looking at some areas where you can up-level, make it easier to up-level yourself. Hopefully this has been useful to you. If so, once again, subscribe to the channel, comment which type of thing was your favorite, share this with someone else who may need it, go follow us on the Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn under The Giver Method, or check out thegivermethod.com. You can join our mailing list. We can let you know about as the book is coming out. We've got courses coming up, all that type of stuff. So hopefully this was impactful, and hopefully we see you in our next video. Have a great rest of your day.